Obviously, at the end of every
Go ahead, Adam.
at the end of every series, you've talked about being ready for game one of the next series. Obviously, guys, with the crowd tonight, you guys jumped on them early. Was that how'd that feel going into this one?
Yeah, no, I mean, what a showcase. The tremendous crowd. It's on TSN at the top two teams in the league. We were lucky we got a little more preparation time than they did, and they came through a hard series. So, but it's a fine line in the series, so you got to find the separation, and we're fortunate. Sometimes you need some resilience. We score early and get the crowd into it, and sometimes it happens, the goal called back. But I thought with a big response, because sometimes that can linger if you don't score early. And it was good to get the power play goal and get the crowd into the game as well. Sure.
Just want to tell you that it's RBS too.
Yes, well, good to see you. We'd have you here more. If you had a bigger budget, you'd just tell those guys bigger budget and get them out and more.
What about giving them only 7 shots after 40 minutes? This is one of the best defense performances you have so far in the playoffs.
I would think, yeah. I don't keep track of that, but I'm sure our analytics guy will be. But yeah, we would take that. That's for sure.
And I know you're next guy. 9 days off in between games. It's got to be unheard of for you in the playoffs. What did you do to keep busy? What was the anticipation like coming into the night?
Actually, I had 39 days off in St. John. Yeah, and we've been lucky you'll get through. We had 3 really good opponents, and to get through the first series, 4 games, we had extended break, and then 5 games, still decent break, and then Rouen was a really good team. We had 4 1-goal wins, and we had an extended break because the other series went longer, and the fact that our facility probably have this series start earlier, but our facility was booked. But I thought the guys were. We had a little experience of that, even in youth sport. Sometimes there's a week or 8 days or 9 days. So we're fortunate. We've had 3 chances of this preparation. Some of the people didn't think we were that prepared when we played Rouen the first game, but I think guys overall bought in pretty well for us tonight.
Coach, is there some adjustments you would like to make for game 2 because it's only one game, only one win, and everything changed tomorrow?
Yeah, I would love it if it was like this, but no, you're right. We know we're going to get better opponent or better performance from our opponents, but really it's about us. And when you're off 9 days, there's parts of our game really good, but there's parts of the game I think can get really better tomorrow. So at this time of year, you enjoy it to midnight, or you suffer to midnight, but it's a new day tomorrow, and we've got to find ways to get better. That's been a mantra of our team, trying to incrementally get 1% better every time we come to the rink.
The confidence of adding win 28 the last 29 games. I mean, you lost only 1 game since February. It seems that your team play is so much confidence that I don't say you're unbeatable, but it seems like sometimes it looks like a bit unbeatable.
Yeah, I mean, confidence is a great thing to have. Every coach in hockey at high levels wants confidence, and I always say you get confidence by your attitude, your work ethic, and your preparation. And we had, probably A's in all 3 of those today. The guys have bought in, but I think it's a micro rather than a macro. I think tomorrow's a new day. Even when you have a lead, if the team gets some momentum up, you got to respond to it. So this is great, but it's only one. So it's a big, really, I guess you call it separation. Tomorrow's a big game for our team.
Last question. Coming into this one, into the finals, you've got 4 players that played with Halifax in a final. How much did you lean on them with the group in terms of just being ready for this one, kind of trying to treat it just like game 36 of the regular season and not thinking too much about being a QMJHL final?
I tried to treat it game 78 of the year, and the group's been good. I mean, they have great leadership. We didn't bring that up any of it, but I think some guys, Pecky was to the finals in the USHL last year and didn't get the result, So sometimes that's valuable because you know what it feels like to not get what you want, and it's nice to keep striving to be better tomorrow.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thanks. Great questions, guys. Great to see y'all.
Thanks, Coach.
Next time they'll be fresh, right?
Yes. Okay. You're going to find my 3-week course. I stay at your place. You're in charge of the evenings too.
Sure. End of year.
Mathis Rousseau.
Question? Adam?
Hey Rousseau, obviously 7 shots for the first 40 minutes. I guess just how do you stay engaged in that when your team's down on the other end for most of it and you're not seeing a lot of rubber?
Obviously, the mentality I had in my net, I try to talk to myself, but I try to say, every shot's important, and when you get that low amount in 40 minutes, you gotta stay in there because you never know what's gonna happen on the next shot. I think my 6th shot was a breakaway, in a game that's like, maybe the shots were not tight, the score was pretty tight still, so you gotta stay mentally there so you don't have momentum shift in there.
Obviously, pre-scouting on Bermuski, was there anything you saw differently in your pre-scouts that you're ready to go for game 1?
No, I think we just try to keep the same routine as every other round, and game 1's a very important game. It's if you lose that one, you gotta win 2 to get the lead back. So we know going into that game, with a long break like that we had to come out hard, and I think we did that pretty well today.
Tu as joué la finale il y a 2 ans. En quoi ça te sert à ce que tu vis présentement? Puis j'aimerais ça que tu me parles aussi du système d'alternance d'un gardien de but. C'est rare qu'on voit ça en série. Cette équipe-là, le luxe d'avoir 2 bons gardiens. Alors, ton expérience de finale plus le système d'alternance.
C'est sûr, mon expérience à la finale est très utile maintenant. C'est la première fois que je suis arrivé pour cette finale, j'avais 18 ans. Pour la plupart de notre équipe à Halifax, c'était notre première grosse run de série pour la plupart. Puis je pense quand il y a 2 ans, on est arrivé là, on était super excités, on était un peu dans les émotions beaucoup. Puis cette année, je pense, la manière que Gardiner nous a préparé mentalement, la finale, mentalement, on était prêts à venir. Ça a toujours été dans notre plan. C'est les gars, on monte on s'en va à la Coupe Memorial. Fait quand on est arrivé, c'était plus comme une journée de travail. On arrive, on va jouer notre première game. Puis je pense, justement, que c'est ma 2e fois, j'ai pas autant les émotions un peu partout. Je suis arrivé, je suis calme, je sais ce que j'ai à faire. Puis ça m'a aidé. Sinon, pour le système d'alternance, on est chanceux. Moi et Rudy, on joue bien. C'est sûr, ça me donne du repos aux deux. À chaque fois qu'il y en a un, deux qui vont dans le net, on est 100%, on est fresh. Fait que ça donne une chance à notre équipe. Moi, ils savent que en arrière, le gars, il est prêt à gauler puis il est full en énergie.
Est-ce que tu vois des similitudes entre ce que les Wildcats sont maintenant et les Moussets il y a 2 ans?
Oui, c'est sûr que on est 2 équipes très, très avec beaucoup de depth. On a des lignes qui peuvent. Toutes nos lignes peuvent scorer, toutes nos défenses, peu importe c'est qui t'es mis sur la glace, tu sais que t'es correct, t'es en business. Puis je pense qu'on même affaire à Halifax, on était capable de runner plusieurs lignes de suite, les lignes à 10 000, la ligne à l'euro, on était capable de mettre plusieurs lignes sur la glace, puis on n'avait pas de trouble. Je pense que c'est une similitude entre les 2 équipes.
J'aimerais revenir sur ce que tu as dit en anglais sur le fait que même si tu as poursuivi beaucoup de lancers, le match est quand même assez serré. Comment c'est difficile de rester concentré pour pas que l'échappée, un but sur 3 tirs, des fois ça paraît plutôt mal. Comment tu fais? Parle-moi de ça.
Comme je disais, c'est rester mentalement là-dedans, puis d'avoir la mentalité que la prochaine shot, ça peut être un changement de momentum. J'en ai parlé aussi avec les gars entre la 1 et la 2. Il faut rester là. C'est sûr que là, on gagne 1-0, on a 20 shots. Ils en ont 3, mais ils en ont peut-être 2 autres shots, c'est rendu 2-1, puis c'est nous autres qui tirent derrière. Puis une autre affaire aussi qu'on en parlait dans la chambre, ma première shot de la game, c'était un 3 contre 1, c'est 1-1. Il reste 5 minutes en la première période. Puis j'ai dit au gars, c'est ma première shot depuis le breakaway à dénoyer dans le warm-up. Fait que il faut que tu sois prêt. Une shot de même, mettons ça rentre, c'est 1-1, c'est pas le même pensé dans tes 2 périodes.
Last question. Lineup card's not out for game 2 yet, but it seems like you and Rudy have been a great tag team. What has it been like sharing the net in a playoff round and a playoff complete run?
Well, I think it's special. Obviously, you don't see that pretty often, and usually when you alternate goalie, it's either somebody's injured or somebody's not playing his best, and I think we have that luxury here in Moncton to be able to play both goalies. And obviously, me and Rudy, we train in summer together. We know each other pretty well, so I don't think it was no problem with us to alternate. And I think we both take our role, pretty seriously. When one of us it's in the net, if you're playing, you gotta be there and make the saves, and if you're on the bench, you gotta cheer for the other guy.
That's Mathis. Thank you.
Gardiner said goalies are off limits. What are you doing here?
Huh?
Gardiner said goalies are off limits.
Oui, je vais jouer comme de
On continue avec Etienne Morin. Question?
Que c'est votre meilleur match défensif depuis le début des séries? Vous avez donné juste 7 lancés après 2 périodes. On dirait qu'il n'y avait pas de place pour eux autres à la place avec eux.
Définitivement, je pense, donner 14 shots dans une game au complet, c'est vraiment probablement notre meilleur match défensif. On l'a déjà fait en saison régulière, mais pas en playoff.
C'est aussi votre meilleur début de match. Est-ce que vous aviez des choses à changer par rapport aux autres fois où vous avez commencé un peu à plat?
Oui, on a changé une chose en particulier. On a vraiment focusé sur nous à la place de l'autre équipe. Puis je pense que ça a bien fonctionné, donc on est content.
Maintenant, demain, comment vous voyez cette partie-là? Parce que une partie, c'est fini. Vous avez encore 3 autres à gagner. Comment vous la voyez? Qu'est-ce qui a changé pour être meilleur encore?
Après minuit, on reset. Puis c'est une nouvelle journée, une nouvelle partie. On va l'approcher de la même façon qu'on l'approche aujourd'hui.
Hey, Etienne. Obviously, battle of the top two teams. Their lineup's just as deep as ours, obviously. What does it say to this crew that you guys are able to hold them to 7 shots through 40 minutes?
Yeah, no, it's unbelievable. Just the whole game, we only let 14 shots. So obviously, that's what we want defensively, and we had a great contribution on the offense too. So it's really good for us.
Obviously, on the goal, I thought it was your goal, but Collard tipped it in. I guess just what did you see on there? Just trying to get a shot through in front of bodies.
Yeah, exactly. I just try to get a shot through, and I know they've been cheating on the flanks a little bit, so I had the lane, and I know Collard does a good job in front of the net. I saw his blade, so I tried to aim for it, and it happened.
Other questions? Merci, Etienne. Merci.
Obviously, they'll probably be a little bit better tomorrow. The Baie-Comeau series, you guys won game 1 and they were better the next night. What do you guys have to do coming into tomorrow's game? Going kind of a short turnaround.
Yeah, just like we did today, come in, give them respect, and we played our game really simple and fast, and we were really gritty too. So we're just gonna approach and go day by day.
Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you.
Hey, friends, did you just enjoy that video? Now you can get more of that with the Wildcast Podcast YouTube channel. Subscribe. You're going to get a podcast every Wednesday. You're going to get a post-game interview after each and every home game. Click that subscribe button. Click the little bell. Make sure you don't miss any content.